Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. And I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. Coming to you live to tape. Hold on. I am live. But I'm taping it as well. Bah! Fuck it, you guys get the idea. 25 feet below the surface of the earth here at Chaos Corner on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for this date today in pro wrestling history for October 30th. Fans, we have another unbelievable historic episode here on Chaos Corner. It's going to be a shorter version, kind of like October 29th yesterday. Not a ton of news and notes, but some excellent historical facts. So sit back and relax. Grab a coffee or a tea or a bottle of agua. Maybe grab yourself a bagel or an omelet or something like that. Or maybe even if you want an early lunch. Either way, follow me on all social media platforms, and you know what they are here on the mothership. As I said, Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel on X, aka Twitter. It's at Big Daddy GOC, and the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, I have 2 accounts. That's right, there's 2. Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian, in honor of my heritage, and of course, the old standby, J Brony. Not to be confused with Jabroni, but J Brony. Follow me on, of course, Instagram. I don't know if I said that yet, at The Guardian of Chaos. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, Rumble, which I will be going live on very soon. And you're not going to want to miss all this information. Who else is one man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans? No paywalls, no Patreon, no Zelle, no Venmo, no Super Chats, none of the above. It's just you and me. Shout out to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, none of this is possible. Come on back. We'll be right back. All right, fans, we're off all the other social media platforms. Here are my opening monologue. I can't thank you enough for being here. We're still recovering from the bonanza extravaganza of this past weekend where the GOC turned the Big 6-0, the old man brand, the over 50, and now the 60 demo god. Where else can you get this kind of entertainment, this kind of reality show? Nowhere on TV is anyone doing this kind of videotaping, audio taping, podcasting, reality show, whatever it is that you want to call it. My over 3 decades being a pro wrestling manager who stepped into the ring and took the fucking bumps as well. Color commentator, sweeper of floors, hanging up flyers, promotions, selling tickets, putting the ring together, breaking it down. There isn't anything I haven't done in this business, including my home right now at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling with the Paradise 4, and you know who they are. I don't have to tell you who they are. Do your research at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling on all social media platforms, and you'll find out about my home company. In my over 50 years, we'll have to say coming up on 55 years of being a scout, a historian, an agent, a seeker of all knowledge, a smark. A mark, that's right, I said it, I say it every damn show, a mark, and I'm damn proud of it. We're all marks, because we're wrestling fans. For all you pencil neck geeks out there, nobody here on my channel, but where most of you are non-subscribers, just know that I know that you're watching. You know that I know that, right? So stay tuned. We'll have an analytics show coming up very shortly. A state of the channel address that you're not going to want to miss. So kick back. Relax. We're this close to the 1,000 subscribers. I'm not going to go the easy way and go to StreamYard or some other platform and just get on here and start doing it. I'm earning it the old-fashioned, OG, historical, traditional way. Speaking of that, there's 3 types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the Guardian of Chaos that make things happen. And remember this, and it applies to whoever thinks they want it to fucking apply to. And I know that you're watching. All of you. Phone lines are open. Doors wide open. I'm at all kinds of places. I'm not a hard man to find. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. And if you don't like it, change the fucking channel. Or like I said, seek me out. I'm not a hard man to find. Kayfabe, man. It's a work. Don't be offended out there, all you jabronis. Not J-brony, jabronis. All right, fans. Here we go. Let's get down, as I always say, to brass tacks. October 30th. This date, today in pro wrestling history. Here on Chaos Corner. Let's start off with the birthday greetings and salutations. October 30th, 1947. George Wells was born. Do your due diligence on George Wells and a lot of the different things that he fucked up in the pro wrestling industry. October 30th, 1933. Manuel Robles was born. Today, October 30th, happy birthday, born in 1969, Alex Porto. Born in 1968 on this day, October 30th, Dr. Luther. Luther from Chaos, currently in AEW, and is now teamed up with Timeless Tony Storm. Happy birthday, Luther. And of course, the one that everyone's talking about, on this date, October 30th, 1973, Adam Copeland, Edge, whatever you want to call him, was born today. Who just recently went from WWE and made a smashing success, I guess, on AEW. Adam Copeland is no longer Edge, and he's all elite. So this is for you, since I've done it in the past for Tony Storm and CM Punk. Let me do it for you, Adam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge. And I hope Christian kicks your ass, because he's the number one heel in AEW Dynamite. Happy birthday to you. No offense, man. Get fame, Copeland. And on a much somber note, here in 2023, on this date in history, October 30th, 2010, the late, great Edouard Carpentier passed away. 2014, October 13th, 2014, the great legendary promoter Bob Geigel passed away. And then, of course, famed WWF jobber, October 30th, 2016, Rocky Tamayo. Rest in peace, gentlemen. And speaking of that, we just recently lost a very good actor who had his demons. Sketchy story, but who knows? Everywhere from Friends to the reboot of The Odd Couple, and one of my favorite movies, Fools Rush In, with Salma Hayek. Rest in peace, Matthew Perry. I hope you find you're in a better place, Matthew Perry. Let's get on to this date in history, October 30th, 1969. Antonio Inoki and Michiaki defeat Buddy Austin and Mr. Atomic to win the JWA All-Asian titles in Gifu, Japan. Now, to note, this would be Inoki's last title in JWA, as he would be fired 2 years later in December of 1971, while still holding the titles. Reportedly, and we know it to be true, Inoki was planning a coup. I don't know if you should be using this word in 2023, but fuck it. We got freedom of our constitutional rights, which are dwindling very fast. What's going on in Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, Gaza, even here in our home country, the United States of America, being invaded and falling apart from within. But that's another story from another time. So Inoki was planning a coup there in 1969 against JWA management. Inoki would go on to form, as we all well know if you know your history, New Japan Pro Wrestling just 3 months later. How about that? As I always say, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let that marinate. The late, great Antonio Inoki. Antonio Inoki. Konnichiwa from Chaos-san. Origato. October 30th, 1977. Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Robert Gibson in Big Red defeat the Southern Tag Team Champions, the Samoans, via disqualification. In a hospital elimination match, of all things, Lawler was quite the booker in Mid-South and Memphis. It really was. Thousands of fans would jam that area back in the day. Jerry the King Lawler and superstar Bill Dundee fought to a no contest against Phil Hickerson and Dennis Condrey with Al Costello in their corner. A hospital elimination match. There's no green screens or bullshit. This is all real. I don't have a cough button. I got sinuses, man. I got allergies. Cut me some slack. I don't have the Hall's mentholyptus. On that same card, the Great Mephisto defeated Scott Casey. And Mr. Wrestling defeated Dr. D. David Schultz. October 30th, 1977 from the Mid-South Coliseum. Hold on, fans. We got to stay hydrated. I say it to you guys all the time. You got to stay physically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, mentally ready for what's coming. Jesus Christ is coming back soon. Don't be caught dead without him. You see what's going on in current day. I don't want to make it political. We're here as a stress reliever, my stress reliever, and bring some levity to you guys and some much needed distraction. The World Series is on tonight. Game 3, Texas and Arizona. Right? Am I right? I believe I am. Today is Monday, October 30th, 2023. Am I right? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller's not here, McFly. What, man? What? Remember what I said. If he's for us, nobody can be against us. Let's get back to October 30th. This date, today in pro wrestling history. We just left the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee in 1977. Fast forward here in the time machine, October 30th, 1978. Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, woo! And Big John Studd defeat Paul Jones and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to win the NWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles in Greenville, South Carolina. Fast forward, fans. Here in the time machine with Chaos Corner. October 30th, 1986. Ashwa Hara and Super Strong Machine, who at that time, did I say pine? I'm all pining here. You know what Bully Ray said to me back in 06, 07. I haven't said it in a couple episodes, and I'm going to say it now. You know, Busted Open Radio, 2-time Hall of Famer, perhaps the greatest tag team of all time. Perhaps. They're in the conversation, but they're no fucking Road Warriors, or Fabulous Freebirds, or Heart Foundation. But give the devil their due in Team 3D. No, not MJF, the Dudley Boys. Super Strong Machine Junji Hirata and Ashura Hara win the All Japan, All Asian Tag Team titles in Omori, Japan. Thank you, Bully Ray. Give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots. He'll fuck up 4 of them. I consider that to be a compliment coming from Bully Ray. Does it get better than that? Well, I don't think it does. We have silence down here in Chaos Corner. Who knew? Should I talk to her? Should I talk to Alexa? She gives me big balls every time I talk to her. She's listening right now. You know that, right? Alexa, play Tropical Thunderstorms. You know that's my favorite station, right?
Playing specific songs is only available.
Why does she have to talk back to me?
Here's a station
I
based
don't
on
like
a
that.
majestic tropical thunderstorm.
Majestic,
Music for
kind of
deep
like the
sleep.
GOC. She's really annoying, though, isn't she? October 30th, 1987, here in the time machine on this date in pro wrestling history, the original Midnight Express of Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose with Paul E. Dangerously defeat Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler for the AWA World Tag Team titles in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Now, to me, I understand Dennis Condrey, Randy Rose, Stan Lane, Bobby Eaton. To me, Eaton and Condrey are the originals to me, and then Eaton and Stan Lane were unbelievable with Jim Cornette. I get it with Condrey and Randy Rose, but there's a lot to be said for the Midnight Express. One of my favorite tag teams, perhaps one of in the conversation of one of the greatest of all time as well. Fast forward in the time machine, October 30th, 2001, the WWF SmackDown tapings in Cincinnati, Ohio. The aforementioned Christian Cage defeats Bradshaw for the WWF European title. Do you hear that? I mean, tomorrow is Halloween. What the fuck is going on here at Chaos Corner? I better wrap the chains a little tighter. Do you hear that? Let's get back to Chaos Corner. Christian Cage defeats Bradshaw for the WWF European title. How the fuck does that happen when it's in Cincinnati, Ohio? I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. And that same tapings on October 30th, 2001, Booker T and Test defeat Chris Jericho and The Rock for the WWF World Tag Team titles. I think they're gone. It's raining out in the greater New England tri-state Northeast area in the shadows of Titan Towers. And I know you're watching. You know that I could tell when you're watching, whether you hit the like button or you're subscribed or not, right? You know that with technology here in 2023. Fast forward in the time machine, now that we're done with all the crazy sounds and animals here at Chaos Corner. October 30th, 2007, Junior Fatu, a.k.a. Rikishi, departs TNA following a short run said to be over the inability from both sides to reach financial terms. And you know my history with the legendary bloodline, aka the Samoan dynasty. I owe you guys more than I could ever repay for what you did in my career, all the way back to 1983, from Little Sam, aka the Tonga Kid, to current day. From the late great Yokozuna, the late great Umaga, Rikishi, Afa, L.A. Smooth, a.k.a. Lloyd Anawai. The list goes on and on with yours truly and the Samoan dynasty. Certainly privileged, honored, grateful, and humbled. All the videos are right here on the channel. Almost 2,500 videos here on Chaos Corner. Coming up on almost 400 or 500,000 total views. Think about that for a second. Pehaoi, melihini kane, pupule, wiki wiki. Aloha and mahalo for all you haules out there. Back into the time machine. Let's stay on October 30th, 2007. The WWE broadcast ECW on Sci-Fi. That's right, their version of ECW was on Sci-Fi, featuring a Halloween-themed entrances and a monster mash battle royal. And why can't witches have babies? Little levity here. Anyone? Why can't witches have babies? Because their husbands have Halloweenies. I know, it's so corny you could butter it. I get it. I must be buttered because I'm on a roll. I'll see you around like a donut. Also on that, CM Punk. That's right, Pink's Punk. CM Punk was the current ECW WWE version of ECW World Champion in 2007. And on that same card, ECW on Sci-Fi, The Miz versus John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Mr. Johnny Monday Night, whatever you want to call him, Johnny Valkyrie, would clash to determine the number one contender to see who would go on to meet CM Punk. October 30th, 2007. Punk's causing quite a stir here, huh? In 2023. Where's he going to go? We know we have a lot of people with the devil mask thinking it's CM Punk. Get over yourselves. Is he coming back to WWE? Is he going to Impact now, TNA? Who knows? Just know that if Punk does come back, hypocrite or not, the man fucking puts asses in seats. Phil Brooks, Punk, whatever you want to call him. He puts asses in seats, and because he tells it like it is, a lot of people get offended in this current day and age. I'm not saying he's Mr. Not guilty of anything himself and being a part of the problem. But he certainly puts asses in seats, and it's about doing business. It's about making the money in that business. Am I correct? In our industry? I think it is. October 30th, 2008, former WWE and ECW star Stevie Richards becomes an instructor at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, my old alma mater from back in the late 80s, early 90s. I believe the president for CSB back in the day was Ken Main. Do your research on the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, the people and folks that have come out of that school, including yours truly. How about that for Stevie Richards, who's quite a stir in 2023, breaking down the current status of what's going on in AEW that everyone got offended by. Not me. He's telling it like it is. Let's stay in October 30th, 2008. From the Los Angeles, California, Columbia Square Studios on Sunset Boulevard. How historic and classic is that? The NWA Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, you guys know it well, CWH, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, reveals Big Vision Entertainment launches a new wrestling show with the NWA, although by the time Championship Wrestling from Hollywood was launched, Big Vision imploded. Talk about history, talk about facts. We do know that Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is currently on TV. So here in 2008 to Big Vision Entertainment, I know, they obviously had their head up their asses. So how about that for history of NWA and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood? And just to give you a brief of what they said in the statement, which we all know and researched, a brief rundown of the NWA history, which started in 1948, which was the oldest and world's largest sanctioning body in pro wrestling. Obviously, its rich and traditional history included world championship reigns by the likes of Ric Flair, Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes, Terry Funk, the Briscoes, Kerry Von Erich, among others. The NWA at that point had offices in 14 different states here in the good old USA. There was nothing like the territory system. Nothing like the 60s, 70s, and 80s of pro wrestling. And then they had a little reboot with the 90s Attitude Era and the inception of ECW. I get it. Maybe a minor resurgence in early 2000, 2001. But these last 2 decades, although the athletes and the talent are tremendous, I would never take that away from them. The business is the shits, in my opinion. I still love it. I still watch it, and I will forever. I find myself going back in history, which is okay. I'm not stuck there. You have to learn who paved the way and came before you and made all of this possible, or you wouldn't be where the fuck you are or where you're going. So respect it. Look back in the rearview mirror, but it's smaller for a reason, because it's back there. You can't stay stuck in history. You have to evolve to an extent, and then look in that huge windshield, and it's full speed ahead. But if we're going to be honest here, and that's what I give you is honesty, make no mistake about that. Go back and watch the classics. Study, learn about your craft. So that everyone has to get in their spots, their moves. No ring psychology, storytelling, emotional investment, making people want to come back to these high risk moves. Let's see where you guys are in your late 30s, early 40s. Never mind my age, and see how you feel. Look at my fingers, all right? And that's just from being a professional wrestling manager who took the bumps and bled with everybody else. In the ring with many, many Hall of Famers, young lions, legends, heroes, rookies, veterans. Do your fucking research. Watch this channel. Go to the community page. And again, I apologize for the cussing incessantly. 14 United States, U.S. states for the NWA offices back then. Also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, England, Australia. You talk about the National Wrestling Alliance and its history from 1948, and then, of course, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation's history from the 60s. It doesn't get much better than that. Even the WWA, AWA. We'll even talk the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico. I mean, All Japan, New Japan. But the originator with the longest history was the NWA. And here we go again with what I've said over the last 2 or 3 or 4 episodes here on Today in Pro Wrestling History, this date in pro wrestling history, on the election campaign running of senatorial candidate Linda McMahon and what Vince was doing, and Susan Bisowitz, and discrimination and our constitutional rights and voting and so on and so forth, and apparel that you can wear to the polls. And go back and check out the last couple of dates on this date in history, and you'll see what I'm talking about, because here we go again. And this all took place in 2010. October 30th, 2010. The WWE holds a fan appreciation event in Connecticut, timed amazingly with Linda McMahon's senatorial campaign. Again, go back and listen to the last handful of episodes, and you'll find out about the year 2010 and Linda running for office and what they were claiming here in Connecticut and the Constitution state, the nutmeg state, if you will, in the shadows of Titan Towers, and violating your constitutional rights, or at least attempting to. And it's still current this day and what's going on in this world, because they're coming for you too. Wake up. Isn't that a great song? Wake up, everybody, there's a new day ahead. Wake up. No? Too soon? I believe Bill Withers. Unbelievable song. On that card in 2010, October 30th, 2010, in a fan appreciation event, Big Show wins a battle royal to go on and face the Intercontinental Champion at the time, Dolph Ziggler. Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him, Daniel Bryan at the time beats The Miz to retain the United States Championship. Melina wins a Diva Dance-Off that includes Santino Marella. And we understand the bullshit and the crap and the intergender and all this other dumb shit that they have going on in current day status. I don't want to get into all this trans and all that bullshit. It's not my place to speak. You do you. I don't give a shit what you do. Just don't jam it down my throat or push it on me or my family. But this is part of the problem, whether it be entertainment, whether people say, oh, relax, calm down. This affects the kids and families and people that watch this product. When you have women who are biological men competing in women's sports, or men who are biological women competing in women's sports, or men's sports. You know what I mean. Not natural, not human. It's just my opinion. You do what you want to do. It's your life. We'll all answer someday. But this is the problem in 2023 society, in that whole age group. You guys know what I'm talking about. Also on that same card, Sheamus defeats John Morrison. Randy Orton defeats Wade Barrett to retain the WWE title. Another pet peeve of mine with all the bullshit. 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4 world champions in one organization. That's what's ruining the business today. I'm just giving it to you raw dog. Triple H beats Alberto Del Rio on that same card. Ziggler retains the Intercontinental Championship by disqualification over the Big Show, who won the Battle Royal earlier that night. Kane defends the World Heavyweight title against John Cena, where the Nexus, if you remember the Nexus, invades the ring to try to take out Kane. And Orton comes in to make a semi-save, only to catch a beatdown, which led to the entire WWE locker room, led by Triple H of all people, to come in and save the day. How about that? All in October 30th in October of 2010. And all the BS with Linda and the McMahons and politics is what I have to say. Let's stay in October 30th, 2010. Dragon Gate USA makes its first area debut in the market with Freedom Fight on pay-per-view from Rahway, New Jersey. Dragon Gate USA, October 30th, 2010. October 30th in the time machine, 2012. Yanjo Kiora was arrested. Pay attention, all you geeks and technical geeks and dweebs and everybody out there on social media. Is arrested for operating websites that are streaming live pay-per-views and other sporting events illegally. Whether you have VIP, whatever, however you stream your bullshit. He was detained for 9 months, if I got my facts correct, before being deported, and then he was forced to pay back roughly $13,000 in monies stolen from WWE, and I believe it was TNA at the time. So for everyone out there, and I get it, times are tough in the economy in 2023 under the Biden administration, all the bullshit that they're doing to this country. Times are tough. The economy's tough. Even back then, for all of us to make a living. We're just trying to make a living here. Just trying to feed our families, put food on the table. Be careful what you do, because the big boys, and I mean the government, Uncle Sam, they're all watching all of us, including on these devices. So let that sink in, and that's back in 2012. Let's fast forward here in the time machine. October 30th, this date in pro wrestling history. Thanks for being here from the bottom of my heart. Excuse me. I'm a little ornery today. I'm still recovering from the weekend, man, but I feel great, looking great. And thank you all who showed up at the, as I said, the extravaganza and bonanza this past weekend. October 30th, 2012, Beth Phoenix, a.k.a. Beth Copeland, departs the WWE, but we know she's come back since then here in 2023. And probably pretty soon will be in AEW with Edge. Well, I'm sorry about Adam. October 30th, 2013, Stephanie McMahon, during an interview with Broadcast and Cable, discusses WWE's use of technology, specifically the WWE app and perhaps the start of the WWE Network, which if you watch it on the Peacock, they've taken half the classics and old school videos off. What are you doing there? This is what happens when you're a sellout. WWE Classics 24/7, all the other old stuff, NWA, AWA, World Class Championship Wrestling, they really leave a lot to be desired on the Peacock and what you're doing, taking it all away. It's all about the money, whether it be Fox, NBC Universal, Endeavor, UFC. When is enough when you have millions and millions and billions? And I'm going to get onto that before we get out of here on Chaos Corner on this date in pro wrestling history. So Stephanie goes on to say the WWE is looking at traditional and non-traditional distribution, targeted for the next year, which was 2014, as an official launch date, a la aka the WWE Network. Fast forward, October 30th, 2014, a quarterly earnings report talking about money and what the WWE was just sold for what, billions of dollars in the merger of UFC, Endeavor, whatever's going on there, billions. Here we are in 2014, October 30th. The WWE announces in their quarterly earnings report that the company has $69 million in cash and investments, a credit limit of $150 million. They also received $50 million in advance for a new TV deal. USA Network, so on and so forth. They're on FS1, they're on regular Fox. They got $100 million or whatever the heck the number is from Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel. And when is enough is enough? And then you lay off and endeavor your talent and front office people. Greedy sons of bitches. They add the projection of revenues in 2015 will go to $235 million by 2018. What's that, 5 years ago, roughly? The WWE experienced a $40 million growth in just the last year here on October 30th, 2014. And again, we know how much it was just sold for or merged with or whatever you want to talk about, in the billions. Goes to show you, as independent contractors, how the guys and gals get screwed over here. Whether it be travel expenses, contracts, endeavored, no contracts. This is pro wrestling sports entertainment. Bullshit is what I say. Sports entertainment. Just giving you my opinion. And finally, October 30th, 2019. AEW Dynamite from Charleston, West Virginia. TK, I know somebody's listening out there. I believe this was AEW Dynamite episode 5 on October 30th, 2019. I mean, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me. Leave a comment. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Inbox me. Email me. Let me know what you think. AEW Dynamite, Charleston, West Virginia, October 30th, 2019. The AEW Tag Team Championship Tournament Finals. SCU, Frankie Kazarian at that point, and Scorpio Sky defeat the team of Zero Miedo, Penta Jr., and Rey Fenix, a.k.a. the Lucha Brothers, via pinfall to crown SCU as the very first ever AEW Tag Team Champions. And if I'm not mistaken, Scorpio Sky pinned Phoenix. So there you have it, October 30th, 2019, the very first AEW Tag Team Champions, SCU. It's not that long ago, if we think about AEW Dynamite. Here we are in 2023 on October 30th. Let me just double check here, fans. We're a little over half an hour in. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. I will be back tomorrow, prepared, ready to give one-of-a-kind entertainment on the world of pro wrestling, the historical facts from Chaos Corner. Much love and respect to all my fans and followers out there. Spread the word. And again, this is from the bottom of my heart, and I truly mean it. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. We have a lot of fun here. This is a one-of-a-kind show with a one-of-a-kind guy on a one-of-a-kind fucking channel. I'll say that to say this, because I tell it like it is. Come on back. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't you dare miss it. Another banger here from the GOC. That's me.